There are 5 scenes that every romance novel must have, and I'm going to use them all to plot my next bestseller. It is time for the 5th and final necessary scene that every romance needs to have, and that is the grand gesture, which leads to the happily ever after. This is a romance. They're going to end up together. Surprise! Before you get to the grand gesture and the happily ever after, you need to resolve the conflict, and that's what I'm thinking about today. So I know that in my Little Mermaid retelling with Ursula as the heroine, that both Ursula and Prince Eric, they had external goals all about their kingdoms and how to win them or how to make them stronger. So I'm really focusing on the subplots right now. I know that there's going to be a subplot with Ariel. She's going to return. This is the book 2. I don't know if I told you guys that. This is book 2 in my Wicked Evermore series. The first book was all about Maleficent. So my grand gestures are often very similar. The guy will grovel. That's my thing. But grand gestures are all about sacrifice. They're all about the I love yous. They're about solving that final problem. And that's really what I'm focused on today, because I need to figure out how to resolve the dangling participles of this story. And those dangling participles are my subplots, which are about their goals for the kingdom, Ariel, the true villain, and the family subplots, Prince Eric's parents and Ariel's brother who did her dirty. I personally do not believe in cliffhangers. I come from television. I was very well trained in the TV writers table, and what we focused on was resolving a story each week and then seeding in details for next week's story. And that's really how I write my books. So the main storyline is going to be resolved, but I'm going to leave some dangling participles of subplots. And so that's what I'm really thinking about right now. But what I can tell you is that subplots have a beginning, middle, and end, just like your main story. So I'm going to be thinking about resolving the main story conflict, which is these two are going to end up happily ever after. That's just the rules. But it's the subplots that I'm going to think of in this final beat that I need to work on. So I'm going to be thinking about that, and I'll be back tomorrow where I will give you one last tip before I start writing on Monday.